you don't want to be in it, just go like that. Just cover your face if you don't want to be in it. 3, 2, 1. If you don't want to be in it, just cover your face. I mean, if you don't want to be in it, just remember cover your face. 3, 2, 1. Oh, that one's a bit scary. Alright team, well we're going to do a little vocal warm-up, which is just an offering. So if you actually don't want to, you don't have to do it. If you do, then you do, you know? Right? Okay. The first one we're going to do is just vocal fry. So we just get our vocal cords doing that. No, we're not doing that. No, we're not doing that. I'm just showing you. I'm just showing you what the vocal cords are up to. Yeah, and then we're going to do it. So this one you just go Amazing. Now we're just going to release, that was everyone, we were meant to clap. Let's just release all the things of all the days with you. Make sure we've got some water around, and also if you don't, I'm sorry, and then if you, then I'm just going to take some supportive breath as well in between, so you know, we're not holding our breath like I am now. We do want to be supported, you know? It's good. The next one goes ra, pa, ch, ka. But we're going to do it all at once. We're going to go ra, pa, ch, ka. Yeah. No, all together. All together. I'm being really antagonistic today. Okay, 3, 2, 1. The reason I was showing that is just how the breath is supporting the. Oh, I'm so sorry. If anyone wants any wood for any projects, you can actually take some today. I'm so sorry about that. Did that hurt?
No, it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, feel free to take any wood. I've also got some textile bits, if anyone wants textile bits. I've also got some paper, if anyone wants paper. I've also got paint. I've also lots of editions of Our magazine from 2010, 2016, if anyone wants a copy. Honestly, do we feel ready? Do we feel ready? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to take one really deep breath together, and then we're in. 3, 2, 1.
I've actually really enjoyed watching Oh my god, yes, let's run.
Listen. Right.
Yeah.
No, you can't have it.
Okay.
I've had enough.
This is a show.
1 second.
I've had enough. I've had
1 second.
enough of you. I'm hanging up.
No, don't hang up.
Right now.
No.
That's actually really rude.
Hang up.
I'm hanging up. I will hang up. Just give me a second. I will hang up. No, I will hang up. I will hang up. I will hang up. No, you
You
hang
don't
up.
even have my number.
No, you hang up.
So we don't even know how you
Look,
got
I blocked you already. Just hang up.
No, you don't even have
Hang
my number.
up.
You don't have my number.
Hang up the phone, for God's sake.
78 or 87.
Hang up the phone, for God's sake. I won't do it. You hang up the phone. You hang up the phone. I've had enough of you. I've had enough of you. I blocked your number. I blocked your number. I blocked your number. I changed my number. I blocked your number. I blocked your number.
Still here.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm still here.
Still here.
I'm here.
Still here.
I'm still here. I'm still here. Here I am.
Now.
Right now.
Now.
Still here.
Here.
Right now.
Here.
Now.
Right here.
Right here.
Still here. Right now.
Right here.
Still here.
Right here.
I am
Right now.
still here.
Present.
Yeah.
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 To my studio and the call centre. So the call centre is a monthly performance programme dedicated to the and the voice and the unspeakable. Every month from June till December, I invite artists that I'm obsessed with, so that I can have a bit of a deep dive in the month preceding into their practice, research, have a think about what they do, what they think about in relation to the voice, and what it is to speak and what it is to not speak. And I've been doing this is the second year, with the help of Mairead, who's in the back. Give it up for Mairead. With the help of Nanesu. We rope in Sam and Grace. And hopefully everyone that's in this room now has been roped in some way, shape or form. Love you guys. And so the idea is that, yeah, we have a bit of a moment with, it's really not about me, it's about the artists and their work, and to have a moment to be, you know, just like thinking about some work that isn't my own. And presenting that work and giving space for people to share it in a space that's like attuned and cute and small and like, yeah. So this month is extra special, as always, but extra special because the artists that are presenting today I met at the back end of last year. Nia. And Parwana, who is here in vibes and spirit, but is at home and couldn't make it today, but is very much here. And the reason why I'm so excited to invite these artists is because they had a performance lecture and workshop. Really, those words just don't even like describe what it is that I experienced. But the title was Ghost Stories, Folklore and Inherited Memories. And I've never really been in a space before, an art space, that felt like we can talk about nothing, we can talk about absence, we can talk about divinity, we can talk about critical theory, and all these things are like layered and interwoven in a way that was very lucid but also really precious. And that's how they move, that's how they work, and I feel very like excited and very thankful to have you both in the space. So we're gonna get into it. Okay, now open your eyes.
In a dream, mother came to me as a leopard from the mountains, and father was a transmission, a rock formation from Mars. Life hadn't stolen the time from the muscles yet. I could stop breathing. Because there was no time. The sky had taken over in the place of time. The sky was vast, it was abundant, and it stretched in all directions.
This film is comprised of night camp footage from wildlife preservation organizations. It shows a group of endangered leopards drinking water. The footage is captured near Oromia Lake, once the largest lake in the Middle East, now a desert landscape due to corrupt dam building practices. When you see these leopards sitting and drinking in an abandoned landscape, what you see is an ecological ghost, a landscape that doesn't exist, but is spoken about in family gatherings. Whole generations have memories of swimming in the waters of this desert. What you see is a digital ghost of an unseen narrative, erased by sandstorms that have taken over the lives of the people that live there. NASA images of Mars stand in for an imagination of a future life. This imagination is not mine. I inherit it from the capitalist system that cares more about colonizing what is beyond the sky than preserving what is under our feet. I myself have much more pressing matters at hand. For me, these aspirations of future life on Mars die out quickly. In their place, we inherit ghosts of an aspirational, imagined extraterrestrial future. Digital ghosts of a future not realized. In my film, I've Perfected Sleep Travel, the filmmaker becomes both the dreamer and the psychic, collecting audiovisual ghost material online and fictioning new meetings with history. Dealing with ghosts and folkloric material is often a space of slippages and absences, a collapsing of the boundaries between fantasy, memory, or reality. So often a memory or a fantasy will seep into our experience of a place, an object, or a moment. To tell a story, to be called on to describe a place, an object, or a moment, is an act of fictioning in and of itself. Fictioning, then, is an unavoidable tenet of telling stories that matter, of having impossible conversations. In this lecture, we will be attempting to answer a question from multiple coordinates. And this question is, how do we carry on the tradition of ghost stories as filmmakers? And what does the ghost story give us the tools to talk about?
I've long been drawn to ghosts, not as figures of horror, but as messengers, as keepers of stories. They live in memory, in language, and in the things we forget or choose not to remember. They haunt us not just with fear, but with meaning, reminding us of what has been lost, overlooked, or displaced. Ghosts in my work have become a way to preserve things that are fading. They give form to stories that sit on the edge of disappearance, oral histories, half-remembered conversations, fragments passed through generations. They allow me to explore what it means to remember, to inherit, and to misremember. How do stories change when they are retold? How does meaning shift when language changes? In Red Jeep, my father reflects on a childhood myth while getting his hair cut, an intimate act of remembering through which the ghosts of Laos's complex social and political history quietly emerge, revealing how personal memory is often haunted by histories that remain unspoken yet deeply felt.
When I was still a tiny baby, one day my mom decided to put me in the back of her own Jeep, a car that was reminiscent of the Vietnam War left by the American army. And for some reason, my parents happened to own this little red Jeep.
There's something about the act of storytelling itself that feels ghost-like. A voice from elsewhere, from another time, entering the present. It's never whole, there are always gaps. And I find those gaps to be the most generative. That's where imagination steps in and history excels. Not as a fixed record of facts, but as a trace of feeling carried in the body, in memory, in spaces words can't quite reach. In my film Still House, we witness a family ghost story being retold. We peer into a conversation suspended in time as we journey through a tunnel, a space between and a space of potential. The story begins as we enter the tunnel, and ends as we emerge out of it. It is a story my uncle once told me aloud, a language I do not speak. The transcript sat untouched for years, waiting for translation. My dad first rendered the story into French, and I then translated it into English. Each step in this process reshaped it, layering meaning and erasing subtleties. I'm interested in the fractures created by translation and how stories shift and distort as they pass through languages and histories.
When he entered, she ran towards him and threw herself at his feet, saluting him. Sir, I live in your house, and I have nothing. My children died here too. The spirit asked my grandfather for clothing, school uniform for the children. We agreed that we would not from him, and he would
Parwana writes, "The Kashmiri wolf walks on two legs and hides behind the mountains to prey on kids. This is a story that my parents and grandparents grew up with, a cautionary tale told to warn kids about the unknown. Not to leave the house when it's dark in fear of what hides behind the mountains in central Afghanistan. Throughout my research, it's become clear that the mythical creature serves as a metaphor for territorial disputes, hence the name Kashmiri wolf. After all, wolves don't walk on two legs, humans do. And really, children were given this mythical creature to believe in, maybe to shield them from the reality that the enemy is human." This clip is from the film Wolf and Sheep, written and directed by Shah Banu Sadat, an Afghan director whose films serve as a form of archive and portray stories of people in a remote Afghan village. She blends realism with folkloric elements. Each scene and sequence in the film surrounds a thematic approach.
One scene is about friendship, one is about mating with cows, one is about young love, and another a funeral. They have one thing in common, and that's how they all take place in the same geographical location. The story is a non-linear, and there is no clear perception of time. This film is a good example of an alternative way to build a story. Craft conversations, story structure, and the linear narrative arc are predetermined by their cultural context. The obsession with capturing the attention of an audience and keeping their eyes glued to the screen by use of sensational stories or building a conflict stems from craft conventions that want to entertain and distract the viewer. It believes, if multiple pieces of evidence point to a single, simple explanation, then that explanation should be accepted as true, and therefore the problem resolved. Alternative ways of making films embrace unsolvable problems, irredeemable characters, and multiple interpretations of a story. It pushes your boundaries and stays with you, even if you don't like it. Folktales are inherently successful ways of telling a story. If you've heard it, it means it traveled to you through many generations. Folktales are pieces of history going back to our folktales can give us valuable information about alternative story structures. They are usually long, have a vast sense of time, and take you on a journey from the beginning to the end.
This is an excerpt from my film, Why You Sad Mother. In the film, the mother is portrayed as a ghost of herself, and in her absence, The daughter speculates about a connection to her. In the first shot, I put the mother in a rugged, abstract landscape. This is supposed to elicit the feeling of loneliness and vastness. They meet each other in an abstract realm, a sort of forest. The composition of these shots are meant to make the characters look small, trying to find each other in this shot. The scene and composition is to create a sense of confusion and otherworldliness. Is it possible to belong to a fairy tale?
یا افسانه های این روز میشه آدم به افسانه تعلق داشته باشد؟ همه چیز چطور باید می بود؟
چیزی که از دست رفته هزاردوی ما بزرگتره. پاهایم سست و خسته، دستایم خواب رفته.
A conversation between Ferishta and her deceased older sister pushes forward the plot of the film Kamal by Ilyas Hurish. Zahra has died, and her ghost becomes a vehicle for the story as the family is searching for answers about her mysterious death. Space and time is expanded and contracted to tell us that the story of the family's quest. They take week-long journeys to Kabul to question the university where Zahra studied. Zahra's absence is portrayed through the eyes of the little sister. She walks alone through vast snowy mountains and landscapes. The filmmaker uses her perspective to portray two parallel times. There is the village she grew up in, which is slow and seems to be the whole world. And then she is confronted with Kabul, entangled and complicated to grasp, too big for her to understand yet. Ferishta and her search for justice is small, like how the village is small compared to Kabul, and how Kabul is small compared to the world. Eventually, the family's quest for justice gets entangled with the fall of Kabul in 2021 and the Taliban takeover of the country. Their quest remains unresolved. Ghost stories, folk tales, and inherited memories are a glimpse into history. They are one flicker of a long tradition and existed before us. Making films or art in any form is inserting yourself into your history and being a part of a larger conversation. Who do you want to respond to? Who are you in conversation with? To build on existing stories moves your craft further, allows you to push boundaries that haven't been pushed yet.
I often think about how storytelling becomes an act of preservation, but not one that tries to fix the story in time. Rather, it's about carrying it forward, allowing it to shift, distort, to shape itself. Like a ghost, the story returns, altered by the journey it's taken. This sense of return, of what lingers or resurfaces, makes me think of ontology, the past that never fully disappears, the future that never arrived, still murmuring beneath the surface of the present. For me, ghosts are not about the past. They are about the ongoing. They ask us to listen, to pay attention to what lingers. And in doing so, they carve out places where silence breaks, stories untold, and healing begins.
Haytham al-Wardani writes about the sleeping space, saying, When liberated from the binary imposed by waking, when it stops playing its assigned role as an antithesis to waking, or the hiatus in which waking can draw breath, then it becomes a critique of wakefulness and all the binaries which it advances. The reality of sleep is not antithetical to that of waking. It is an extension of it, a reordering. In the work-in-progress film Guts the Fish That Birthed You, I carry on my inspection of the sleeping subject, concurrent to my interest in ghosts. What do ghosts and sleep have in common, I ask myself. 1. Sleep itself is a border. 2. It's an ever-collapsing border. 3. A border between wakefulness and non-wakefulness. 4. Between night and day and real and dreamt. 5. Sleep transposes. It allows you to be in multiple spacetimes at once. 6. In sleep, the corporal is in one spacetime, and the psychic in another. 7. In storytelling, ghosts appear as sites of slippage, where many borderlines are ever collapsing and rebuilding themselves. 8. Ghosts bring into the present the parts of the past that have not been digested. 9. Sleep does the same, by means of dreaming. 10. They both deal with parts of the day that refuse to be lost by night. And 11. Some people use sleep and digestion interchangeably, not only as words, but also as processes. Parwana isn't a ghost. She is actually real. It's not like a gimmick. There is a third person that was